9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
It is Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's a special edition of WWT Live with your PR princess, your timeless elite of WWT, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me. We do have a jam-packed edition because we already know what happened on Monday. Obviously, we're going to talk about NXT, and we're on the road to both Forbidden Door and Heatwave, but I am not alone. I'm very excited to have the lady who founded Women's Wrestling Talk, and knows she's very excited after what happened on Monday Night Raw, and we'll be hearing her thoughts. Our own boss lady, TK, spending time with us.
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. It's Wednesday because we have lot of news. Lots of news.
We do. I was on the phone this morning. I'm like, was today Thursday? I don't even know. It's one of those. It's like the end of the summer kind of weird situation, but we're here.
We're here, and also, as you mentioned, it is end of summer. We're getting ready for Labor Day next weekend, but I cannot.
Damn, is it next weekend?
I think it is next weekend.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
It is next weekend. But of course, I am very happy to have this girl again because she loves wrestling. She loves pageants as much as I do. And very excited to have her back and just want to get her thoughts on everything happening in the wrestling world. Victoria.
Hey.
How are you?
I am doing good. Listen, this is like a big week because not only did we have Forbidden Door this weekend, but it is America Week, which is the pageant me and you both competed in. So I have all the nostalgia going on right now.
I really thought that was a wrestling thing. I was like, because after, we'll get into NXT and I saw a few clips from that. I was like, oh, is this, did I miss this? So sorry. Happy America Week.
Yes, it is America Week. Oh my goodness, there's a lot, and I'm pretty sure we'll be posting in the upcoming weeks. But just before we even talk about what happened on Raw, we did get some news from Canada's greatest export, Trish Stratus, where she did post today that her mother unfortunately passed away on an Instagram post she posted today. And it's very sad because we don't like to see any of our loved ones pass, and could tell she really had a strong bond relationship with her mother. And just wanted to get you guys as ladies' thoughts on this regarding the recent news that happening related to Trish.
Yeah, I mean, it's never easy losing a parent. I think of there's this comedian, Dion Cole. He actually did a stand-up about it, and he was talking about like you become part of this club of, it's because it's not like they're coming back or anything. You have all these memories in a lifetime and all the things. So it's a process. Sometimes takes people years, decades. It's a crazy thing. But I was talking to somebody else about this with the advent of social media, or if you think of like Natty and her dad and the Total Divas, you have these memories that you can always kind of go back to because of where we are in society. It's not like back in the day where you have like the one photo of whatever. So, and you could see in her post that she had a lot of great memories that she can look back on. So that's always good. Yeah, I agree. Special Nobodies. It's a terrible club to be in, but it's part of life, unfortunately.
Victoria.
No, that's so true. I'm so sad for her and her family and her kids because, it's not just one person who has lost her mom. It's so many family members. And I know her and her mom were so close. I even remember her talking about, I believe it was on her biography, how like when she chose to retire the first time, it's because her mom was sick with cancer and she wanted to be there for her. So clearly they had such a beautiful relationship, and hopefully has memories and so much love to comfort her during this time and all those affected.
Yeah, it's always tough, especially having that relationship because TK, you mentioned with Natty regarding her father, and even remember on that week when we found out he passed away, we did see Natty wear the coat at SummerSlam, and she paid homage to her dad. And we've seen a lot of wrestlers who paid homage to their parents, which is never really hard to see. Trish mentioned she does have a close relationship with her mother, and also mentioned that she was very happy that her kids got to spend time with their grandmother. So that was also a nice thing to do, and looking back on this memory. But here at Women's Wrestling Talk, we wanted to send condolences to Trish Stratus and her entire family in this time of need. But switching gears, normally we do recaps of Raw and NXT, but we're going to kick off with Raw. And of course, we're going to kick off with the big news that happened on Monday. We found out, because there was a lot of speculation that happened with Naomi. She was going to address the WWE Women's World Championship title. And we found out on a bonus episode from Stephanie McMahon's podcast, What's Your Story? Drop the rumors. Her and Jimmy are proceeding with caution with a bundle on the way. This is something, I know this is something she talked about in Total Divas, and many times that she wanted to have children. But this is a really great moment for her. And TK, I'm going to start with you, because you've been Naomi's biggest advocate since the beginning of Women's Wrestling Talk, and just wanted to get your thoughts on this and having her start a family, and just the whole reaction on happened, not just on her podcast, but also on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, it's crazy because I don't know if you've seen, like, there was a interview that when I was with AfterBuzz, we did with Jimmy and Naomi in 2017. And people have clipped this interview so many times because it's first, there's two clips from that interview. One, how they met, and then two, how many kids Jimmy wants. And I think it was like 4 or 5. It was something crazy. And it dawned on me that I never reposted the interview on our channel. So if you're like, what is she talking about? I reposted it. It's not new. It's from 2017. But it's just like so crazy to like be in that interview and him wanting, and then she was kind of talking about the perfect time and all this stuff. And then, you know, we see, I think as women and career women, it's just like finding, you know, I don't think there ever is a right time, because you're always wondering. And I definitely wouldn't want to be a fly on this wall, but the curiosity is like, okay, well, how did we get here? And the happiness, and then all the things that I'm sure, and I think Becky did talk about it in her book when she got pregnant, and she was scared to talk to Vince that she got pregnant. But I think about it, this is the best time to leave. You know what I'm saying? It's like she's at the height. Her gimmick is on fire. You know, it's a really good position to be in. But I'm like so stoked, and just seeing all the other family members on social media like celebrate them, Roman Reigns reposting and stuff like that, or not posting. He's like, you see him watching it and then commenting. It's great. And I think it's the perfect time. It just seemed like everybody was just behind them. And then all those posts that Naomi had been posting on social media about Big Jim and, you know, him not proceeding with all these things, and now we're here. You know, I hope this comes out somewhere on Unreal if Unreal gets picked up for a second season. But yeah, I'm so stoked for them.
I think it did get picked up for a second season. I believe it did.
I hope.
But Victoria, you have any thoughts regarding latest bundle of joy for Naomi?
I'm so excited for them. I like cannot wait to see all the little baby onesies, and like the merch will be fabulous. I just feel like it. But it's always exciting, right? To have him, you know, to have a new person be a parent, and how she did the announcement, I just adored. Like, it was such a mix of like being in character, but also like loving and enjoying the moment so much. And I love the baby Uso chants. They just like, it was the highlight of the night to me.
It was. I will say this, and this is actually the first time she mentioned the bloodline on screen, because we've been saying this for the last couple months on when that's going to happen, and that's one of the first few times she actually mentioned it live on Monday Night Raw, which I thought was really cute, saying the bloodline's just going to keep growing.
Man, but if they do not do something with that, and I mean, I know they might, but if they just miss out on that opportunity of including her, and y'all stop with she's not really part of the bloodline, like what are we, like 10 plus years? Like just if y'all don't do something with this before she retires or before they retire, it's gonna be a sore subject. Just like Bianca not winning NXT title. It's just no bueno. But anyways, just personal stuff.
Well, yeah. And if you watch Total Divas, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but congratulations to Big Jim and Naomi on their latest bundle of joy. We do wish them the very best of luck and know this will be talked about. And hopefully we get to see Naomi in 2026.
If they did not capitalize on this and run Naomi her bag, oh my God.
And obviously they're on Netflix, so it makes a lot more sense to do branding. You can do marketing on it. There's so many angles you can do it on.
Yeah. Just
listen, if there is not a proceed with caution onesie pointing to the diaper, they're missing the mark.
Yeah.
And you know it's crazy. I know we're gonna talk about Raw for a minute, but this was crazy because I did see a lady that actually had proceed with caution tape all around her and jumping like crazy on Raw on Philly, and she had this sign in, and I was just like, wow.
Oh, Fashion Nova is selling the costume. I don't know if y'all saw.
Yeah.
For Halloween, Fashion Nova has which I feel like I don't know if they got clearance from WWE, so I might just go and buy mine now before they take it down. But yeah, I checked it because I'm like, where are these people getting, like, the costumes don't look as authentic. They look like I was like, they're floating around somewhere, and so Fashion Nova has them, which is interesting. So I'm hoping, well, in particular Naomi, but WWE's getting their cut. Else Fashion Nova's, that's gonna be a whole situation.
That's gonna be a popular Halloween costume for 2025. But we do want to wish congratulations to Naomi and Big Jim on their latest bundle of joy and wish them the best of luck. And of course, we did have Monday Night Raw happening in Philadelphia. We did have a few matches. This was actually a bonus match I did not think was announced beforehand. We had Finn Balor and JD McDonough, the WWE Tag Team Champions, taking on Mr. Iguana and Dragon Lee. And obviously, you had Dirty Dom in the corner, and it was a really good, fun match. Obviously, we had Kinko interfere because of the match him and Dom are going to have at Worlds Collide in September. But also, of course, the Judgment Day continuing making a statement and why they are a dominant faction on Monday Night Raw. And just wanted to get you ladies' thoughts on this entire match. And also, I found out this is actually Mr. Iguana's first match on Monday Night Raw.
The commentary for this, so good, hilarious. It had me. I usually try to unfortunately I try to catch up on my wrestling when I'm walking on the treadmill, and I was laughing so hard people were looking at me like, I was like, the commentary for this match and then also New Day's match, hilarious. Just the education back and forth on, do iguanas do that, and then the learning of the Spanish words. Just I love the ability through commentary where they can make you laugh. I'm like, you're doing your job to me. So it was a great match. And then the tie-in as far as Worlds Collide in September. I mean, the person who is keeping track of all these multi-stories and these multi-universes in the different promotions, the TNAs, and then obviously NXT and the Raws and SmackDowns of it all, because I'm sure there's one master list. Just, I would love to see who that person is, and I'm guessing it might probably is Triple H, but like, what does this, like, is there, we saw the whiteboard on Unreal, but is there like something else to keep all these, because they only talked about 2 or 3 major stories in Unreal, but there's a lot going on here, and to keep it all, to keep track of it all, I'd love to see how that's all broken down.
Victoria.
Well, I will say, one, I love Corey and Cole as a combo. I am not missing. I am so happy with them as a combo. I love Pat McAfee, but I don't need him back. Like, I'm just very happy with how they work together.
Where's Honey with the shades? Where's Honey with the Shade?
Ooh.
But also I will say my poor husband, right, who does not watch wrestling, when Mr. Iguana came out, he was like, he's green. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I'm out for this one. I can't. And they will do a disservice to us if they do not have Mr. Iguana in the Royal Rumble and R-Truth eliminates the iguana. Like if the puppet,
yeah,
that'd be gold. That would be gold.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I kept thinking. Every time the iguana comes out, I'm like, imagine R-Truth working with Mr. Iguana. Imagine the fun.
Oh my goodness. That would be crazy just to see that happen. But it won't be the last time we see Mr. Iguana because he was very popular and he had his little puppet iguana. So we'll be seeing a lot more of him. Also continuing on Monday Night Raw. Oh yeah, we had Becky Lynch versus Natalya for the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Obviously, Natty was in Natalya form, not Natty Neidhart. So she was in her heart form, and it was a hard-fought match between these two ladies. But unfortunately, Becky Lynch retained it, and she was going after both Maxine and Becky Lynch. But of course, we saw the return of Nikki Bella. She came back and wanted to attack Becky, especially after the diss that happened 2-3 weeks ago. Now, I have a quick question for both of you because it looks like they're trying to set up Becky versus Nikki for the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. And where do you think these two ladies are going to meet?
Has it been said if Nikki's full-time or is she kind of on this pseudo Legends contract?
It didn't say, but I could see her being on a Legends contract.
I mean, I think we talked about this before. I think this plays into the higher ups and not necessarily the wrestling fans per se. Meaning that we might see some things we might not like, but numbers wise, as far as watching, because I could definitely see Nikki winning and people hate watching on this, which will bring more eyeballs.
I do agree with that. I agree with what you're saying about the eyeballs, which makes me think they'll either do it at WrestlePalooza because it'll be their first time on ESPN, or do they wait and do it on a Saturday night main event? Because people who remember Total Bellas might be more willing to pop over to NBC to see someone they remember from that show.
I agree. I think WrestlePalooza might not be. I think Saturday Night Main Event might be a better bet versus WrestlePalooza.
And also with the fact too, Saturday night's main event, you're on NBC, you're on one of the top networks, and plus everybody's going to be watching, especially with the fact too. I mean, you can like her or hate her all you want. She is drawing mainstream appeal, especially if you go back to Total Divas, you go back to Total Bellas. So fortunately, I've watched the entire Bella Army storyline, so I watched through everything. So I would not be shocked.
That was the whole philosophy behind having that be Goldberg's farewell match too, was that he would draw more.
Yeah, that's also a thing too. So hopefully they can learn a little bit of lessons or two with this one, and this won't be the last time we see these two go at it, but I would not be shocked if it was on NBC. Also, and I couldn't find a slide for this, we also had Io Sky taking on Raquel Rodriguez. Of course, Roxanne was in the corner, but Io Sky picked up the win. But it looks like there's a little bit of friction with her, the Kabuki Warriors, and then you had Rhea Ripley come in. So I know everybody doesn't want to see Rhea in the title picture anymore, and also with Io, but where does this place with all of these ladies? And could we get Io versus Asuka in the near future?
Yeah, that's happening. And I agree with somebody said Paris. Paris for Brie might be a good one too. I think Paris because it's international crowd and because I want to say we just started doing international, but international as far as PLEs and stuff is now becoming a thing. I think Paris might be even a good look too. But yeah, Io and Oscar, yeah, it looks like it's a setup, especially what I wish they would do is when they are yelling in their language that they have subtitles, because I kind of low-key want to know what they're saying.
That's
Like,
what I
it's
wish
just-
I
too.
always wish that. I wish for that so bad. I do think we're gonna get that, and I wonder if they're building to something like maybe we're gonna get Asuka, Io, and then there's gonna be an issue, and we're gonna end up with a tag team match ultimately. But yeah, there's a lot going on in that little crew right now, and but I do like even when they do like the special little videos, like maybe they can't do the subtitle on live. I feel like they're smarter than that, but come on. Give it to me in the clips. Just tell me in the clips what's going on.
I mean, but see, Dylan, you're on point. Yes, I would like a real-time interpreter. Like, you know it's happening. It's not like you don't know. It's not like it's a surprise. And it's not to say that, you know, like they don't know what they're going to be saying.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, I don't see why not. They can't put translator. I want to know what Io was saying because I'm like, what did you make her say that go crazy? Because for her to be mad like that, I'm like, I want to know what she said in Japanese.
This is going really old school, but like, and they were mostly picking on them. But there was a point in like 97 where there was a Japanese tag team and they would like dub their voices over. What were they? I'll find it and post it. Like I'll share it on Twitter, but like something like that. Anything.
Well, those two, I'm telling you, all four of these ladies, it's going to be very interesting to see all that. And we also know next week, Rhea Ripley will be facing off against Roxanne Perez next week in England. But also a friendly reminder, there will be a programming because it will be 3 p.m. Eastern time for Monday Night Raw on Netflix. So just a quick FYI there.
Oh, you might do a little watch along or something.
I don't see why not. And plus, I don't mind when they do early stuff. It's just it's live, it's present, and we don't have to worry about spoilers. But we shall see on that. Wrapping up Raw, we had Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso meeting in an Extreme Rules match, obviously because they were in Philadelphia. It's the original home of Extreme, and there was a lot of chaos that happened in this match. We saw, of course, Bronson Reed come in and Seth, LA Knight, CM Punk. Everybody was going to get involved in this match, and it was very much chaos. But we also got to see the return of the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. We got to see his return against Bronson Reed, and unfortunately, after taking his shoes 2 weeks in a row, he had to come back for Retribution and really made the floor on challenging him at Clash in Paris.
Oh my gosh, I just realized something. If you do Raw next week, Courtney, does that mean you are now the mayor of Raw?
Oh my God.
I'm just...
Oh dear God.
I mean, I don't want any issues. I'm just saying it's been a minute for good reasons. We know why, but you know.
Well, for good reason. I mean, well, he did crash my watch along.
Just saying.
Twice for AEW, but I don't know. We shall see on Monday. I mean, I said, Moses says, I would say it's been about 5 weeks since we had Monday Night Mare. Mare wants to steal Wednesdays for Courtney. He ain't stealing my Wednesdays. Not when my client's still the women's champ. I mean, I'm just saying, we gave Mercedes Moné her first loss.
All right, look at all the doubts. Said not pulling up. Oh, let me screenshot.
But I believe he'll pull up. I mean, I don't want to take Monday night from him because that's his jam. But I just wanted to get you guys ladies' thoughts on this because now we know, per Adam Pearce, it will be Bronson Reed taking on Roman Reigns at Clash in Paris. But just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on this. The Tribal Chief coming back, him versus Bronson Reed, and will he get retribution after the Tribal Thief took his Jordans?
I mean, kudos on Nike for supplying so many shoes for him. Yeah, I mean, I think because you remember when they weren't in Paris, but they were in France somewhere last year. I feel like France is, you know, they love these PLEs, and I think they're going to be, given where Roman is now, I think they're pro Roman, and I think this is going to be a good look for him. So he might get retribution. I think he will get retribution for those sneakers, and you know, not only be the Shula Fala, but also like maybe he'll regain the name for himself. But I think it's going to be a good look.
I'm excited for it. I'm like a little shocked. So no, listen, this is going to make people go a little crazy. I like sometimes like to still pick on Roman because I feel like, you know, he has such a limited schedule. I get why he does. I'm not like mad at him for like protecting his health, but like I was a little shocked that he was going to do the overseas. Pleasantly like surprised and happy about it. And I think it's going to be a great match. I definitely think, does Roman need the win though? Or are they going to use him losing to build this up more? Is what I don't know. Like it could go either way. In my opinion, it will be great. I can't wait to see like the spear versus the splash happening throughout that match. And you know, Paul's going to do something. Paul was on fire Monday night with that crowd. He was so happy. So he loves a live, fun audience, and France, I don't think, will disappoint.
I don't think Paris is going to disappoint either. I mean, we have seen a lot of UK fans go crazy for the fans. It will be interesting to see because if Bronson Reed gets a win over Roman Reigns, I mean, that's going to increase his stock a little bit more and really kind of take him as a little bit of a threat. But I would like to see Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed continue pulling up that stock, but we shall see what happens. We also did have another match added to Clash in Paris. Finally, they're going to settle it. Rusev, Sheamus, and an old Donnie Brooks match in Paris. So that's round 3, but also friendly reminder for programming. Raw will broadcast at 3 p.m. Eastern time because they will be in the UK all next week, starting on SmackDown in Dublin, and they'll be there all next week leading up to Clash in Paris. And we wanted to get through NXT for a little bit because they are on the road to Heatwave. Just to get a reminder, they were also in Philadelphia last night. Crazy match between Jasper Troy and Ricky Starks to kick off the show. Very happy that Ricky Starks got the win. I'm very curious on where this is going to go with Ricky because I know you had him drop the NXT North American title. Him and Ethan Page went at it, and now he's in a feud with Jasper Troy. And I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on what's next do you see for Ricky Starks. And also with the fact, too, we did see him backstage talking with Miles Bourne.
First off, I just want to say that I finally finished season 1 of LFG. So Jasper's Troy's story, if you guys don't know of it, you should definitely check it out, and you know how he got to this point and the evolution. So I'm kind of like not I wasn't fully on board before, but when you kind of know the backstory of why they're in wrestling and these incredible opportunities, it's kind of amazing. As far as, did you say Ricky Starks or did you say Ricky Sins?
Oh my God, Ricky Starks. See, I'm so used to call Ricky Starks.
No,
oh
I know. I was just like, because I was like, wait. So I mean, I do that all the time too. It's like, you respect the name change, but then you also like, man, it's hard keeping up. As far as Ricky Saints, I don't know. This kind of goes back to all the storylines that every NXT etc. have, and I just don't know the play right here. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that up to, well, I'll leave that up to you, Victoria, if you have any ideas.
I love the match. I am a little confused. What's next? I feel like they might be getting Ricky Saint ready to go on the main roster. Like he was on Cody's podcast a couple of weeks ago. I mean, we know they're friends, but like he was on the podcast. If they're going to turn Cody heel, it might be an interesting like dynamic. I do love Jasper though. I think he could have a wonderful run, but I'm actually more concerned out of the two what they're going to do with Ricky Saint next, because I feel like I don't know what the next part of his story is. Oh, Mackenzie, maybe that will be his next thing. He'll get involved with like Chelsea, the whole thing with Chelsea Green and the whole like North. I'm loving all the stuff with her on NXT right now. So.
Yeah, I think for me, because I am a fan of Ricky, I don't want to put him on the main roster yet because there are so many storylines that are happening right now.
You don't want him to get lost.
Yeah, you don't want him to get lost in a way. And you know what's really interesting? I wouldn't mind for him to cross over TNA. Because with that partnership, I wouldn't mind seeing him cross over to TNA and just continue working with other veterans on the TNA staff. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him work with Leon Slater. I wouldn't mind seeing him work with the TNA International Champion, Steve Macklin. I know he's working with Frankie Kazarian, but that would be very interesting to do and just work with some of that stars within TNA and also take advantage of that partnership. I don't see why not that would happen, but that's just me. I wouldn't mind seeing him cross over to TNA and kind of appear here and there on Thursdays. But we shall see what happens with Ricky and Jasper. But I mean, that would be really cool if he went to TNA. So we had this interesting segment. The Juggernaut Jordan Grace, Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe, I love you, my dear, but you should have never crossed with the Juggernaut. Just quick thoughts on this, especially with the fact they have a match at Heatwave this weekend.
I mean, it led up to it. I mean, we see it's kind of a good story where, you know, obviously Jordan thought she was in her corner and she really wasn't. So of course, I mean, wouldn't you? You thought somebody is behind, like, you know, in your corner, and then they don't. And of course, you want to beat their ass. So it's a good, clean story. I like it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think they'll put on a great show. But yeah, I think from the storytelling perspective, it's a perfect. I mean, like, to say easy wrestling storyline is like underselling like how much they did to make this all work well. But the idea that, yeah, I think it's going to be great. I like they're so yin and yang. I always love those combos, especially in women's wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the chemistry that they have with these two ladies. And I'm actually looking forward to their match this weekend and love that the two of them are working with one another. Obviously, seeing Blake working with Jordan Grace, who's been in the building for so long. But since we are talking about NXT, we have to bring in somebody whose client has a big match at Heatwave this weekend, where she has an opportunity to be the #1 contender for JC Jane's NXT Women's Championship. And of course, I got to play his intro.
Say his name and he appears. I believe it
Said.
It is one of your officials. The mayor said is here in the building.
That's how you do it, Courtney. That is how you introduce your mayor.
Well, I figured because your client has a big match this weekend.
My appearance today has nothing to do with my client. I was summoned. I don't know who summons me, but you know what happens. And it's like Captain Planet. If I see my name in the chat, then I have to.
So if they summon you for Monday Night Raw, you're going to show up?
You got to show me the demand.
Oh, y'all, you hear what he said.
You got to show me the demand.
You hear what he said, because, you know, there might be somebody taking over starting next Monday.
You talking about a replacement? I see how it is. The respect factor. But I mean, hey, if they think they could do Monday Night Mayor a lot better than the mayor, have at it, you know?
Well, since we are talking about NXT, Mayor, did you watch NXT yesterday? Or did you watch clips of it or highlights?
I saw clips. I didn't get to see the whole thing. I know how the card is shaping out. Happy what? Pecan pie is disgusting, Zach. I don't know.
What?
You shouldn't eat that. That is disgusting.
I kind of agree. I agree with Mira on that one.
It doesn't even look appetizing. I don't know how anybody can eat that. But no, yeah, the card should be good. It's going to be another one of those cards that's going to rival Forbidden Door on the weekend, and we'll have to see if there's going to be any major changes. I don't think there's going to be any big shakeups, but I think we'll be surprised with the outcome of some of these matches.
Indeed, with that, and also the segment in there, and also jumping trips to the women's tag team match. Fatal Influence taking on Ash by Elegance, and you had Masha Slamovich, the guest referee in this match. Of course, the concierge got banned courtesy of Masha Slamovich. Hard been mapped by these ladies, and just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts. And are you guys looking forward to the triple threat match between Ash by Elegance, JC Jane, and Masha Slamovich happening this weekend at Heatwave?
I mean, this is a good tie-in with TNA. I really wonder what's the time. Are they literally going back to back Forbidden Door and Heatwave, like timing wise? Are they off by a few hours?
I think they're off because I think Heatwave's like 7, 8. So once Forbidden Door wraps up, that's when you get into Heatwave.
Okay. I'm kind of happy for that. Yeah, I like the tie-in or the cross with TNA. I think it's gonna be a good match. These matches when they did Emergence was pretty good too. So I think it's gonna be a good solid match.
Said just quick thoughts on this match, and do you see JC Jane retaining?
Yeah, I think what they have with JC kind of being an unsung hero of this division is a good thing. I don't see her dropping either belt anytime in the near future.
Victoria, you got any thoughts you want to add in?
I have to agree. I'm kind of loving what they're doing with this whole thing with her and like the Regina George of it all and the mean girl. If I was them, I'd let it ride it out a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think this is going to be very interesting to see. Of course, we're going to be probably doing our bold predictions on Friday's edition, but I'm very looking forward to this match and seeing what all three ladies can do. And also, I mean, I can't forget about this segment. Ethan Page, Chelsea Green getting the ankle lock by Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steels, and we now know that all four of these people will meet in a mixed tag team match. And just wanted to get your quick thoughts regarding this entire segment.
I mean, the America Canada thing is interesting. We have a lot of Canadian wrestlers. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm just gonna see how it's gonna play out. There are some political references. I don't know if people are actually able to pick up. But it's interesting. That's all I could really say to it.
Said.
America gimmicks in 2025 are trash unless you're El Grande Americano. That's the only one that's dope. But I mean, I'm glad that Tavion Heights is starting to get into more of a prominent singles role. I don't know what's going to happen with Tasha May Steels. It's kind of like another reboot for her because she's been on main roster, or sorry, not main roster, but NXT programming before, and then got sit down to Evolve. I think Chelsea's a good counterpart for her to kind of get over because I think they see a lot in her. And I said Tyra May, sorry. But this will be the only time you see me go Team Canada and align with TK and her.
Oh,
interest.
wow.
Oh.
One of the rare
Well,
times.
with Tyra, she really had a good running. Like I said, kind of referencing back to LFG. She had a really good running in it. I am curious because it is kind of I understand, the Olympic gold medal and all this other stuff. It's gonna be kind of interesting how she weaves into it, because I feel like you can't. I don't know if it's coast, but I don't think you can really take that into the main roster right now.
Don't nobody care about no patriotism
Yeah,
in
yeah.
today's day and age. Nobody cares.
So I think it's, I'm almost curious. It almost seems like a crutch to a certain extent. And ironically, somebody in LFG, when they were cutting their promos, did mention that. So I am kind of almost curious to see what she can do beyond that, like character wise. So yeah, but like I said, I think it was like last week. If you reference back to the SummerSlam in Vegas when she first made her debut, as far as being introduced to the WWE crowd to now, it's like night and day. She was so kind of into herself and very shy, and now to see where she is now, it's great to see. So yeah, I think I'm hoping that they're not going to just make her hang her hat on this for a long time.
Victoria, any thoughts?
I mean, I love me some Ethan Page. I love me some Chelsea Green. Chelsea can take anything and turn it into money. And I think she's a really good person to work with, Tyra. I think she'll bring something out of her. And if there's anyone who knows how to create a character and like sell it, it's Chelsea. So maybe even them working together, even on the back end, she can help out with that. I will say, like, the America Canada thing to me, just very much because it is HBK in charge of NXT. Very much, if anyone remembers, harkens back to his big like DX versus the Hart family rivalry that was like 80s, like 98 maybe. I'm a big like old school wrestling fan, so it has like nostalgic of that. But I just will I think it'll be good. I think it'll be fun. I mean, I just love me a good Chelsea Green getting beat up moment. Just splash her, let her sell like she sells, and enjoy the moment.
Yeah, I'm very happy Tyra May Steele gets to work with a veteran like Chelsea, especially kind of learning the ins and outs. Alongside, she's working with Tavion Heights, so I'm hoping she does continue on having a successful career in NXT. But we shall see with Heatwave this weekend, and we had the main event: Trick Williams taking on Javon Evans. The winner of that match will meet Oba Femi for Heatwave this weekend, and there was a lot of mayhem in this match. We did see Mike Santana make an appearance during this match on Trick Williams, and of course, we actually ended up with the young OG Javon Evans, and he will be meeting Oba Femi this weekend at Heatwave. And I wanted to get all three of you guys' thoughts on this match and how are you guys feeling. This is a big match for Javon Evans. This is the first few times he's going one-on-one with Oba. So what do you think? What kind of performance he's gonna deliver this weekend?
I mean, this is gonna be a good David versus Goliath match. I love to see it. I think it's gonna be a good. I think both of them have strong characters. So I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. But I think it's going to be a good, solid match.
Zed?
I don't care.
Oh.
I don't care.
Wow.
I don't know why we keep doing this, man. We are diluting this Oba Femi title reign so much with the same contenders time and time again. And yeah, this is Javon first time getting his one-on-one. But we didn't see him eat the pin in 3 triple threats. Why would this be any different? I don't believe that you're ready to ordain Javon a champion. At least not the champion of the entire men's division. I don't think he's the fresh coat of paint you need on the men's division right now. I think you need to give Oba Femi more challenge. I think you need to have more people come down from main roster and be like, hey, we got this beast down here at NXT that's just killing everybody. They had Otis come down. Why? There's so many people not doing anything that can come down and challenge Oba. And I have to sit with this taste in my mouth that he has 2 clean L's to the fucking Don of all people, to Tony D'Angelo. But then he's supposed to get his 3rd L to Javon Evans just like that and disappear to the main roster. No, we're still in the book of Oba, and there's still like more important stories to tell. And it's like, I don't know who got the pin, but they're not doing a good job with it.
Do you think that I wouldn't say ready, but I think you just answered. You don't think the main roster, like, you think he should stay in NXT for a little bit?
I think the story they're trying to tell is, especially with like the happy-go-lucky Hendry we're getting, we're kind of reintroducing him to the States again and whatnot, to like main roster TV. I think you still have to pay off like a TNA champion defeating a NXT champion and having a TNA wrestler hold the belt. And Joe is the only one that makes sense. And I don't know why we have this like long-winded way of getting there, especially with like Trick doing so well at the TNA championship. There's no way in my mind that Trick becomes a 3-time champ, because I think he would be the only one that's done that. Maybe Samoa Joe. But with Oba, it seems like they wanted to call Oba up. They said, no, we're going to keep you in NXT. And it's like, this run as a champion, it's not bad, but it's not good either. It's not strong enough for him to debut on Raw or SmackDown off the heels of it. So I don't see them saying like, hey, Javon Evans is the guy to defeat the Goliath, and now I'm supposed to look at Oba as strong on either brand.
Victoria, you have anything you want to add?
I mean, I feel like they're leaning towards Oba being defeated at this. My thing is, and I think someone said it in the chat earlier about like even bringing up like Ricky Staines, right? Like where do you put him in the main roster right now if you were to call him up? So I feel like either they're going to swerve us and surprise us a lot and bring this story into a whole different direction, or it's going to be a big, either way. Because if Oba retains, I feel like you're going to get champion fatigue. I feel like people are already with him. But then what, like, are you then just burying, like, where do you go next for a storyline? So I kind of am waiting to see what happens in this match, because I feel like it'll give us an idea of what direction they're taking the main eventers in NXT to.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard to do, because after, like, let's just say Oba wins, he beats Javon, it's like, what's next? Like, who is going to be lined up? Obviously, we did see Oba go against Inamura. I mean, I think we did see him go one-on-one with Josh Briggs, I believe. So it's just only a matter of time. And also with the fact, too, because I think Will and I think Seth probably said this, that the men's division NXT is very not that great. I mean,
do you think shenanigans are going to happen so it won't be clean?
If there was, it would be involving Trick Williams. That's the only thing that makes sense. But then it's like we're still circulating the same 3 guys, and it gets old. Like Stand and Deliver, that was the triple threat main event. Like we just saw, and honestly, that's what's holding NXT back for fans right now, is the fact that the men's division doesn't have that glitz and glam like it used to. I mean, what's so hard about there's so many names. Like, what's so hard about Omos appearing opposite of Obafemi? Like, what's so hard about that?
That would be really good.
There's like so many names like that you can just think of
Otis
throughout the main roster. Like if you want to let Ilya Dragunov come back when he's fully healthy, just to get his legs under him before being on Raw full time again. Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate. There's like some people that are just relegated to catering or main event.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys being on that roster that have been used weekly on Raw and SmackDown. But we shall see. Heatwave is this weekend, and we'll see Obafemi taking on Javon Evans for the NXT Championship match. And we also did get a little bit of breaking news that happened earlier today on WWE socials. WWE WrestlePalooza will be the first PLE event on ESPN. It is taking place on Saturday, September 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time from Indianapolis, which is also the same day as AEW All Out in Toronto. Any thoughts on this?
There's going to be a whole lot of McAfee on that show. A whole lot. It's in Indianapolis. It's partner with ESPN. There's going to be a hell of a lot of McAfee.
And he's had a break, so it's a good tie-in for that. And his show and ESPN, yeah, he's gonna bring all the people that don't like. Again, this era is not about wrestling fans. This era is about the casual fan.
For sure. I just realized that I need to figure out how to log into that ESPN through my cable account quicker than I thought it was going to have to.
Same. I thought it was going to be like beginning of 2026. I didn't know. I didn't know it was going to be like, oh, yeah, here you are, and now figure this out and pay more money. Yeah. Do we know the logistics of this? Because obviously it's going to be Peacock's last PLE, but will everything still be housed on Peacock? Like, meaning, you watch the PLE on ESPN, but then you can watch it on Peacock later?
Peacock is probably done. I think they're going to be housing stuff on the ESPN Plus side of things.
So now the whole wrestling WWE library is going to be on ESPN.
That and also on the international side of Netflix. Like if you watch Netflix International.
Yeah, so Netflix. So when I went to Toronto, being able to see all of WWE stuff on Netflix was so much easier opposed to going here to see one thing, going here to see another thing. It's all on Netflix. And obviously there's, it's a little bit different as far as all the, whatever the deals are, but this jumping around it's a lot. It's a lot. But
and there's a rumor
I don't mind it because Disney out here moving crazy the past month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
There's a rumor that YouTube is also looking at possibly bidding, because I guess the catalog is still up for sale or like up for housing.
Mm-hmm.
Last I heard that YouTube, apparently, if you want to believe what you can read on internet, which I only take, very little stock in, is even looking at possibly wanting to house all of the catalog. Because like not everything, I don't know, someone who's international, can you get all of Raw on Netflix right now? Because I still in the US can't get all of the episodes of Raw, like backlog. They're like,
that is like going back to like Attitude Era, New Generation.
Yeah, that's I don't know, because I know you get at least 2 to 3 months. Yeah, that is an interesting question because if it's on YouTube. See, here's the problem where I don't think it would be on YouTube is because YouTube is accessible to everybody. And I feel like then that would mess up certain deals in America or, wherever else, like for instance, in Canada, I think almost everything is on Netflix, but in the UK, it might be somewhere else. So I think because, YouTube is across the board, unless they pay a crazy amount of money, which would be like, could you just imagine now you go to YouTube and you can watch everything and you just pay, I don't know, $60 or whatever the thing is, just kind of almost like it when you had the WWE app, which was a good thing. I know they lost a lot of money on that, but that would be great. But I think they would be messing up certain deals.
I know a space.
What?
They go to the library right here. Go ahead and put that bid in, TK. I got 5 on it.
You got 5 million?
5 cents. Nickel. Yeah.
Thanks for your support, Zed.
It's a contribution, right? It's from the heart.
It's the thought that counts. You already know what I'm going to be watching on this day. Like, you already know there is going to be a watch along for All Out. But I will say, I get they're trying to put the casual viewers in. Obviously, at that time, September, it is football season, so don't be shocked if members from the Colts, if they don't have to play at any away games, don't be shocked if any of the members will be at that stadium. I get with Pat because I'm sure he's going to be promoting this on his show, on ESPN, whatever, on sports channels. But it's going to be flooded with McAfee and also his audience. I would not be shocked if he mentioned this on game day during college football season. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting on that day. It's going to be very interesting development. So.
Yeah, we will be having a watch along, but I will be in Barbados, so I will not be on this watch along. But it'll be fun. I wish I could have been on the Toronto one though.
I know. Well, you'll be getting a watch along for All Out Toronto. That is confirmed. But we shall see on that.
I like passport stamps too.
You like what?
I like passport stamps too. Just saying.
Well, since we were talking about Canada, we had to go get somebody who lives in Canada. Natty, I mean, the boat, she's just picking up accolades left and right. She made history by becoming the first woman to be awarded the prestigious Luthez Award by the Cauliflower Alley Club. And Natty took it to Instagram on her accounts to announce that honor and reflect on her long and accomplished career in professional wrestling. She made in a recent social post that she expressed her gratitude and acknowledged the significance of the award and its namesake. To be the first woman to be awarded the prestigious Luthez Award means so much to me, as Luthez is held as a standard bearer in wrestling. She also shared her philosophy on the business, stating, like everything worth spending a life chasing, the wrestling business has never been easy. It's not easy today. It never gets easy. And if it does, I'll know when it's time to hang it up. And as I mentioned, the Luthez Award is one of the highest honors bestowed by the Cauliflower Alley Club. So congratulations to Natalia. And I believe Jazz also got an accolade too on the same day, because I did see a photo of them together. But congratulations to the boat. Congratulations to Natty. And just wanted to give you guys just quick thoughts on the latest accolade from Natalia.
Wow, Jeffrey, that's what we're doing? Time to walk off set. Wow. I mean, Natalia, like the fact that she's going, and the fact that she's doing so many different other things on other promotions. And, you know, we just saw her in Triple Mania. You know, I think kind of almost like how, I want to say Trin, Naomi rebranded herself. I think there's going to be something coming where she's going to have that kind of last run. So it's well deserved. She's put in the work, despite what others believe or say or thought.
Victoria.
I'm a huge Natty fan. I want to see the character of Natty on WWE TV. I think she is. I love this rebranding of her. Congratulations to her. She has, you know, lasted a long time through a lot of different iterations of what WWE thought women's wrestling should be on their show, and really stuck it out. So I just like, in this last stage, let Natty be Natty and let her win a freaking title for once.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I stand with Natty.
Said.
I think now is a good time as any for me and TK to negotiate my next contract. I want it written in that I get an extra commission whenever I had to talk about the boat. Because you guys do this strategically to me, where you invite me to shows where we have this influx of boat content, and I don't appreciate
invite you to shows.
Mm-hmm. You guys reel me in and say like, hey, we're going to be doing this. And then here we go. Boat. every damn time.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
You know, on the Monday Night Mayor, we don't even discuss the boat. We just breeze on right by it.
Wow.
Okay. And how much would you like, said?
Let's start with Barbados. Let's start there.
Oh,
That's a job. That's not a fun thing. That's a job.
I work.
Okay.
I work too. Earn my keep.
Okay.
I just want a commission structure to discuss the boat. I thought we've established that the boat is passe and that we want more Natty Nightheart. We want to see more of that.
You still haven't said your price. Is this your price?
We'll discuss it. I'm just announcing publicly that negotiations begin today.
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna be on my best behavior. I was gonna say it, but I'll wait. First off, I'm gonna respect the vote. I mean, it is her latest accolade that she got. You can't deny her that. I mean, obviously, some people are not the biggest fan of Natalya, but some of us here at Women's Wrestling Talk appreciate the work that she's done. I mean, granted, I would love to see the version of Natty Nightheart, but that's somewhere down the line. I would if it crosses over our WWE programming, that'll make my day. But congratulations to the boat on the latest accolade that she had, and plenty more to come. And we actually had an interesting story that happened. So Lacey Lane, formerly known as Hayden Carter, this was actually one of the first interviews since her WWE release, where she appeared on Busted Open Radio and spoke candidly about her frustrations with her creative direction in the company, the women's tag team division, and her excitement for the future. Lane stated that she often felt held back and that her success was ultimately limited because she was not one of the company's hand-chosen talent. And one of the co-hosts for Busted Open, Bully Ray, that was one of Lane's original trainers, noticed a significant change in her personality from when he first met her to what he saw on WWE television. And he described the person he trained as having a spark, a chip on her shoulder, and a lot of confidence. But when she got to WWE, he mentioned what happened to this girl, and Lane agreed with the assessment, saying that the fiery persona got away from me during her time in the company. And then she talks fully about feeling creatively held back, and she explained that she was unable to fully express herself creatively within the WWE system, quoting, "I feel like I have so much to offer and feel like I wasn't able to showcase that." She also adds in, "I feel like people are used to seeing me in a tag team, but I also want to remind people that I am an individual, that I did have a spark before I got to WWE. I was so much of a spitfire, and that same passion, that same drive is still there." And then she goes into further detail, specific frustrations with the booking of the women's tag team division, where her and Katana Chance obviously were the former champions, and she felt that a strong debut against Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, the division failed to get momentum. And she quoted, "I'm not quite sure why it's such a taboo thing where everyone's like, oh, like women's tag team wrestling isn't anything." And I'm like, it's fun. Victoria, I'll start off with you on thoughts regarding Lane's comments that she made on Busted Open.
I mean, I'm not so surprised. I know her former partner had been on Chris Van Leeshen's show and said very similar things about how she felt like they would pitch creative, it wasn't being taken seriously. I think this is one of the issues in the new era, if you will, of WWE, with how they do kind of like, they have their favorites. I think everything she said is true. I think women's tag team wrestling, we haven't seen it really taken seriously or like given a lot of meat on WWE TV. Even the amount of tag teams, they're really kind of stuck together. I think hopefully Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair will bring some like life to that, and they'll like put some real like focus on it more. but I'm sorry that, like, I feel so bad that that happened to her. And but this idea that, like, they have strong characters and the characters are kind of like softened or like watered down when they get on the main roster. We saw that a lot in like the Triple H, NXT, and the Vince McMahon WWE era, but we're still seeing it now. And like the idea of the handpicked people. I mean, like, look at Karrion Kross. You know, you look at a lot of the people who have been released lately, they could have been something. They had people behind them in some cases, but they were still, the WWE didn't see their value.
Sid, quick thoughts?
It's unfortunate. I feel like Casey and Laney, Laney, right?
Yes, Lacey Lane.
Lacey Lane. I feel like they both had so much potential. Like, they were the only real tag team for a long time, but we didn't see how WWE treats tag team women. I know Casey has since gone back to American Ninja Warrior, where she made her name. But even when she jumped on the scene in the Royal Rumble, is doing things that only Kofi was previously doing. You just knew they had a lane. And from Kaden dating back to her time in the Mae Young Classic, it makes me think if there's like a prototype for how, maybe in like deep backstage with like the producers, if there's like a prototype for how WWE views the women or how they want their women to appear. Because it seems like this is just me, I'm just throwing this idea out there. It feels like the only woman that they want to have the appearance with all the tattoos is Rhea. At least that's my vibe. Because I know in NXT, like, Shotzi was a big deal too, and they did nothing with her. So immediately makes me think of Kaden and Shotzi, who were both very polished wrestlers going to the main roster, and they didn't do anything with them. So I don't know if that's a thing. It's kind of a theory that I'm thinking about. But I mean, if both do continue to wrestle in other platforms, I think the sky's the limit for either. I think they're both like extremely talented. I think they can take their tag teams to other companies as well if they wanted to do that.
Yeah, I don't think you can balance, like, this is kind of where the business aspect of it comes in. I'll like get a totally, because I think I haven't kind of an example is like, say if the family has like 6 kids, not every kid is going to get the same type of attention that they need. And I feel like this is the case where it's like you have so much talent, and even though they're doing a good job with, you know, a lot of storylines, there are going to be people, you know, and stories that fall through the cracks. And, you know, I can only imagine, and I've kind of been in this situation too, where it's like you're at an organization you want to be at, and you're not in that like top tier. You're not in that pecking order. And, you know, it's like you're not seeing them give you the attention that you need. You have so much to give, and you're not given the opportunities. You're just kind of waiting for that opportunity. And, you know, and then when you're given the opportunity, it's so small. So it's kind of unfortunate, but I don't think this is going to be the last time we hear something of this happening. There's, you know, 100+ people of just talent at WWE and like AEW and other promotions. It's just going to be too hard to cater to everybody. And then you're also asking a small group of individuals, the producers and the writers, to be able to tell, you know, a story that's going to connect with fans, you know, on your behalf. So there's a lot of different things that are going. And then it also goes back to, I think a week or two ago, we were talking about, you know, merch and sales. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you know, if you're not getting the stories that you need to connect with the audience, then the merch is not being sold in order to make the company money. So therefore you're not making the company money. So, you know, we can't. So it's just, it's one of those vicious circles that, you know, some people get out of and some people don't. It's when you kind of look at it, it's the luck of the draw. If you change the order of the producers or the writers and how they relate to some folks, there might be, and if this was a different universe, right, or alternate universe, somebody like, you know, Kanan might be on top. It's just so many different factors, and I definitely don't think it was done on purpose. It's just, you know, business and human beings.
Yeah, I think because, and this is where a lot of people, especially fans, kind of don't understand the business and mechanic size when it comes to like the professional wrestling business. They think they do, but in actuality they don't, because they don't know what happens behind the scenes. And it really sucks with Caden and Katana, because they were actually a good tag team that were very cohesive. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of people drop the ball on certain superstars where it kind of fits. Obviously, with Karrion Kross, we've seen it when Blair Davenport got released, and when they also had that Slurge in there with the releases. And also, I will kind of throw it in there, they kind of did drop the ball with the Iconics when they were a tag team, because they didn't have a women's tag division during that period in time. And it's really hard to do it because you have to think like, okay, what's the spark in there? And even with Caden and Katana, it wasn't wrestling wise, it was just really hard because I really wanted to see them do a lot more within that division. It was just very hard when you go and hear them live and the fans just don't have a slight reaction. Even when they tried to team up with Lyra Valkyria with a 6-woman tag match, it was just a little bit hard to do. So that's the sucky part of the mechanic side when it comes to business, because of course there's always money involved, there's merch involved, and also is it going to move the needle? So that's one of the things that it's really hard to, it's a tough pill to swallow, but at the end of the day, it is a business and there's no hard feelings with that. But I do think both of them are going to be successful at wherever they go. I would not be shocked if they did go to TNA. That would be something that they could do within that knockouts, but we shall see. And I really want them to be very successful in that division. But we're switching gears here because I didn't realize it was that close. But we're going to do a quick preview of AEW Dynamite happening tonight at the top of the hour. Yours truly has a watch along Timeless Elite Wednesdays at the top of the hour, and we're going to be in Scotland.
CEO Wednesdays.
It's Timeless Elite Wednesdays. Scotland. We're going to be in Scotland this weekend. It's the final Dynamite before Forbidden Door this weekend. We're going to see Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley go face-to-face before their big match this weekend in the Lights Out Steel Cage match. We're also going to have the World Tag Team Title Eliminator Finals match between Brodino and FTR, and the winner of that match will be facing off against the Hurt Syndicate this weekend. We're also going to have, for the first time ever, we're going to have Tony Schiavone interviewing Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. Obviously, I know them as Ed and Christian, but I'm very happy to see the sit down with the two of them ahead of their match this weekend against Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian at Forbidden Door. Ooh. Did I miss the ladies? I know I didn't miss the ladies. Oh, here we go. I was like, I didn't miss the ladies. We're going to have tag team action. The Ring of Honor Forever Women's Champion Athena teaming up with the TBS champion Mercedes Moné, taking on the team of my clients, Windstorm, Timeless Tony Storm, Alex Windsor. These two ladies are going to go at it, and this will be a fun one, leading up with big match implications. Obviously, Tony Storm taking on Athena this weekend, and Alex Windsor being a part of that triple fatal 4-way match for the TBS title this weekend. And we're also going to have Bryan Danielson be a special guest commentator, especially after his triumphant return from All in Texas. Very curious on what his role is going to be, especially leading up to Forbidden Door this weekend, and always love seeing the American Dragon. We're also going to have a trios match. We're going to have the Death Riders, Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli taking on the team of Jet Speed and Hiroshi Tanahashi, all leading up to that big match this weekend at Forbidden Door. And we're also going to hear from the AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page, leading up to his match against MJF for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match this weekend. All this more happening at the top of the hour with Timeless Elite Wednesday, 8 p.m. on TBS and simulcast on Max. And wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on what are you looking forward to see from AEW Dynamite from Scotland.
That Mercedes and Athena are going to be working together. It's very interesting because they're both very big personalities, big egos. So I wonder if this is a setup for a long term because, you know, Mercedes does have like 8 belts. So how's it gonna play out? And with Athena being the longest reigning ROH champion, wonder how that's gonna play out.
It's a possibility she'll have 9 belts.
She'll have 9. She'll have 9 by Friday. If you didn't know, that's not a spoiler. That's fact.
Okay.
Victoria.
I mean, the women, I am curious to see how they work together. I don't know, the nostalgia for me of Adam, like Edge and Christian, I can't not call them that. I'm like, Adam, it just doesn't work for me. There's just nostalgia right there of seeing them together again that I'm very excited about.
Outside of my 2 ladies competing this weekend, there is a lot of implications. Do not be shocked if Mina Shirokana comes in, because she has a match against Athena for the Ring of Honor Women's title at Death Before Dishonor. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of chaos. I'm looking forward to seeing Brodino take on FTR. I kind of know what's going to happen here. As much as I would love to see Brodino, I kind of know what's going to happen here. But I'm very excited for the tag team match. Also excited to hear from Bryan Danielson on what's he going to do on the commentary desk and seeing what happens to him. But all this and more happening at the top of the hour with your weekly watch along happening. And just some quick AEW news. Just to point out, we also know that Taz will not be at AEW Dynamite tonight. Obviously, he did report it that he had to deal with a knee surgery and he was unable to take some flights in, but making sure he had a quick recovery. Also, just another thing, Nigel McGuinness. This is no joke. This is Nigel McGuinness. Ahead before his big match at Forbidden Door this weekend against Zack Sabre Jr. for the IWGP Championship match in his home country of England. He went on to say, let me see if I can pull this up. Oh, here we go. Nigel McGuinness, obviously he returned to the ring last year at All In, and it'll be his first match in nearly 15 years after retiring due to health issues. And McGuinness has wrestled a number of matches since then and will be back in the ring where he challenges, as I mentioned, Zack Sabre Jr. for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. He was talking with Justin Barrasso of Undisputed, and he quoted, "I dealt with the disappointment, the regret, and the failure. A decade ago, never once did I dream that I ever have any sort of opportunity like this. I thought the ship had sailed and my career was over. If it weren't for Tony Khan, none of it would happen. I owe Tony and this company so much. This is the opportunity to live out my dreams. I'm wrestling this respected, world renowned heavyweight champion. I get to test my wits against the greatest technical wrestler of all time, and it's not Bryan Danielson. It is Zack Sabre Jr. He is one of the very handful of guys that made his name in his own style. To reach the levels he has, I'm amazed. He's the top man in Japan." Just wanted to get your quick thoughts regarding Nigel returning to the ring, his match against Zack Sabre Jr.
I mean, I think it's going to be a good look.
Yeah.
I'm excited for him. That, like, those quotes made me even more excited for him just to have this moment. And yeah, Joseph, I have to agree. There were a lot of digs at Bryan, kind of like subtle little digs, and he's going to be on commentary. So I just wonder if maybe they're going to do something tonight to add to it. I don't know. That's like an Easter egg to me that we should follow a little bit longer.
Said?
Zach's one of my favorite wrestlers to watch, so I think that's always going to be a good time, seeing Zack Sabre Jr. compete against somebody else who's a master grappler. I mean, Nigel continues to dig at Bryan. I'm kind of irritated with Bryan edging us for like the past 3 months. Like, are you going to compete? Or are you like, what are we doing? It's kind of popping in and out. Like, just get your revenge on the Death Riders, like for real, and like go home.
Well, then.
Well, hopefully he will. I'm very curious on what he says on the announcer table. I mean, of course, he's going to have a very key role happening this weekend. Also, very curious if he's going to do commentary for Collision, because of course, him and Nigel have been going at it, going back to Ring of Honor days. I'm very happy for Nigel McGuinness getting back in the ring. If you know his story, going back not just to Ring of Honor, but also when he did NXT UK. Unfortunately, he couldn't compete because of health issues, which was very weird. And also at TNA, we did wrestle for a bit, but of course he dealt with health issues. But when he came back to AEW, he seems very focused more than ever. He was definitely in his best shape, and I looked like he had not skipped a beat. Even the stare down that him and Zach had last year at All In Wembley Stadium, I do think it's going to be a good homecoming for him. I would have loved to see him win. Of course, we're going to have bold predictions on Friday, but we'll be talking more on that on the watch along, because if you have not seen Nigel McGuinness wrestle, you are in for a treat this weekend. And it looks like it's that time. Or does anybody else have anything they want to talk about? Or
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this wraps up Wednesday's edition of WWT, and we can share with us on where the people can follow us. And I will start with Victoria.
Well, you can find me on all the platforms at Victoria Waco. And yeah, there's lots of wrestling content over there, and there will be some pageant content in the next couple of weeks also, because it is a big old time for us glitter and sparkle lovers.
Said, where can the people find you?
You cannot find me. Of course, don't want your follows, don't want to be found. Apparently, I'm being replaced on Monday night. I don't know what I did to deserve that, but the mayor has 3 or 4 times in the past week, and the disrespect just continues. I don't know what I did.
Disrespect?
But if you say my name, I will clearly show up as I've done.
Okay, so for my folks in the chat, Jennifer Bosa, producer from our future, Jeffrey, y'all say Mayor's name next Monday at 3 p.m. and he will appear because they're asking for you. So they want the mayor so he'll appear on Monday.
I haven't received the messages. I don't know where they're being sent. If they're going to TK's inbox, she is wildly irresponsible. You have to send these messages to me directly.
So directly to Ced says the answer. Ced directly said on Monday. Dylan, you can go ahead and schedule that post. Ced will be there on Monday.
Jeffrey's right. You might see me do a little takeover here. CEO Wednesdays. That's probably my favorite day of the week.
Courtney's gonna beat you up. I don't know if you see her face.
Also, make sure you check out Heatwave this weekend. You know, my client Lola Vice will be wrestling, and I fully expect her to become #1 contender for JC Jane's title. If not, me and Hickenbottom got problems. I see Tanahashi's gonna be on the show tonight. Tanahashi, I'm still gonna catch you lacking for what you did.
Oh boy,
we got to discuss.
Are you gonna be on the Heatwave watch along?
Will there be a watch along?
Yes.
Is this confirmed?
Yes.
We can discuss it. I think is that Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sunday. I can be there. You know, Saturday I work though. Since I got to earn my keep because we got to negotiate my new contract. But yeah, again, I'm long-winded now. I don't want to be found. You know, you guys know what to do. You guys know the drill. That's all.
TK, where can the people find you? And also, could you let them know about the coffee that here on Women's Wrestling Talk?
I could definitely do that. You can find me everywhere at TK Trinidad. Oh my gosh, so many things business-wise. If you want some shirts or some merch, that's all happening. Oh shoot, you know what, Courtney? I don't know where the it was supposed to be pinned to the chat. I'm gonna have to add that in post. Anyways, you can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. We just dropped the interview with Layla Gray on Women's Wrestling Talk, all platforms. You can check that out. And then, like I said at the top of the show concerning Jimmy and Naomi, we did an interview back with them in AfterBuzz in 2017, and I've been seeing clips floating around. So if you want to catch that full interview, it's up on WWT as well, where he's talking about he wants 5 children. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Yes, Seth.
Yes.
I noticed something, and I just want to bring it up to the chat. Like, chat, if you look at these 4 grids right here, you see how everybody's hair is like nice and done, and then you look at mine and like I haven't had a haircut in like 5 weeks. That's TK's fault. I just want y'all to know that. Like, I'm not getting the revenue.
You're not getting the revenue.
Yeah.
Your checks have been sent in the mail. Everybody else is getting paid.
Everybody got fresh presses, new braids. I can't even get a lineup. You know, that's how Seth is living over here.
I mean, I thought you had the OnlyFans though. You're not making money off of that?
We're not discussing that today. That's
you said it on Mania.
Those are specifically for PLE episodes only that we discuss those matters, not on WWT Live.
Okay,
we're going to redact that from the episode as well. Okay,
tune into Heatwave where Seth will talk about his other businesses, his other ventures.
The people can find me top of the hour, where I'll be doing Timeless Elite Wednesday from Scotland. Please do not give me any spoilers. I am aware it's a taped episode. Do not give me any spoilers because I will block you. And who knows, Seth may pull up because his client, the CEO, does have a big tag team match tonight. So who knows? He may pull up for that. He may pull up confronting Tanahashi. Who knows? Who knows? But at the top of the hour, you can chat with me because it's the final Dynamite before Forbidden Door this weekend. You're going to have a watch along for Forbidden Door with yours truly from London, England. And also, Seth may be getting his day because he may have to take over next Wednesday. It's a possibility. But TBT on that. He may have to take over next Wednesday. And that's after Forbidden Door. But we could talk about that off screen. Of course, you can also follow me on @CourtneyNJ11 on Twitter and Instagram and all the content I have. Go check out my interviews that I had with Francine and Indy Hartwell from 90s WrestleCon in New Jersey that happened earlier this month. It's on WWT socials. Feel free to give it a like, check it out. It was really great interview with both ladies. Also, not just wrestling stuff. I am going to put some pageant stuff in there. I got some work I'm going to be doing in the coming weeks. Also, make sure to follow ISPW. Yours truly is on the announcing side of wrestling. So feel free to check out the upcoming shows that we have in the Garden State throughout New Jersey. September 27th, myself and Honey will be at 90s Wrestling Con. And we're very excited because there are so many stars from the 90s that will be there. Terry Reynolds, the Headbangers, Steve Blackman, Val Venus, Raven, so many others that will be there. And it takes you right back in time to the 90s. So feel free to follow ISPW and feel free to follow all of our team on WWT. Make sure to follow our siblings on the Kayfabe podcast where they'll be talking about what happened on Raw, NXT, and previewing Friday Night SmackDown. And do want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Jeffrey, Boza, our producer from the future, Dylan, Maria, cousin Ron, all of you for joining us on this Wednesday edition of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.